Khloé Kardashian and Kris Jenner just served a full course of rich mom energy in the most glamorous setting possible, Venice. The mother-daughter duo turned Italy's floating city into their own personal runway, and the paparazzi didn't even have to chase them down. They came, they posed, they conquered. This isn't your average family vacation. When Khloé and Kris travel, it's not about sightseeing or hopping on gondolas with the crowds. It's about curated luxury, head-turning outfits, and making the cobblestones look like red carpets. And this time, they understood the assignment, blending old-world European elegance with high-octane Kardashian flair. Kris Jenner, the original momager, was draped in classic sophistication, pairing an all-white tailored look with oversized sunglasses and just the right hint of gold jewelry to whisper rather than scream opulence. Beside her, Khloé made a different statement. Flowing linens, cinched waists, and an air of someone who knows every camera angle, even in a centuries-old alleyway. The duo's arrival in Venice was nothing short of cinematic. They were spotted exiting their luxury water taxi like Bond girls who had just bought the franchise. Paparazzi cameras clicked as designer luggage was whisked away by assistants in coordinated uniforms, the backdrop a perfect harmony of ancient bridges and glimmering canal waters. Every step was calculated, every glance timed, and the energy unmistakable, rich, unfazed, and completely in control. Khloé's style evolution has reached a peak in this Venetian getaway. Gone are the heavy filters and overly contoured looks of a few years ago. Instead, she's embracing a more refined aesthetic, still glam, but with nods to effortless European chic. Her Instagram feed glows with golden hour shots, architectural marvels behind her, and captions that hint at luxury without spelling it out. It's the kind of wealth that's not new money flaunt. It's legacy wealth vibes, the kind Kris has been crafting for decades. And speaking of Kris, Venice was practically built for her brand of luxury. As the mastermind behind the Kardashian-Jenner empire, her ability to mix business with pleasure is unmatched. Every cafe sit-down, every boutique browse, every accidental on-purpose walk past the Doge's palace is another brand opportunity. It's content gold. And you can be sure that behind those oversized glasses, she's calculating the click-through rates on whatever perfume or skincare product she and Khloé are soft launching through this trip. Observers on the ground in Venice couldn't help but gawk. Locals and tourists alike paused as the pair glided past, their presence as captivating as a Dolce & Gabbana show. The clothes, the composure, the undeniable aura. It was like watching the season finale of a show you didn't even realize you were in. No drama needed, just luxury and legacy. What truly solidifies the rich mom energy? Here is the confidence that oozes from every look. There's no desperation to impress. This is not about shouting wealth from the rooftops. It's about an unbothered sip of Prosecco in a private courtyard while the world watches. It's about knowing that even in a city dripping with history and elegance, you are the main attraction. Even the small details were meticulously crafted. Their ensembles complemented the Venetian scenery, neutral tones reflecting the faded stuccos of 14th-century buildings, gold accents catching the warm sun like the city's treasured mosaics. Their steps were slow, deliberate, never rushed. Because rich moms don't run, they glide. This trip isn't just a vacation. It's a masterclass in brand control. Venice became the backdrop, but Khloé and Kris were the feature presentation. No major announcement, no sponsored post required. Just strategic styling, timeless locales, and a knowing look that says, "We've done this before, and we'll do it again. Better." Fans were quick to flood the comments with praise. One user gushed, "Kris looks like she owns the entire canal system." Another said, "Khloé is in her Italian Harris era and I'm here for it." The internet consensus: they didn't just bring rich mom energy, they redefined it. Beyond the fashion and luxury, there's also a deeper narrative at play. Khloé, who's been through public ups and downs, heartbreak, scandal, and endless tabloid speculation, appears more grounded than ever. And this trip with her mother, far from the Hollywood chaos, gives off the energy of someone fully stepping into her power. It's not about proving anything anymore. It's about being, and being fabulous while doing it. Kris, ever the orchestrator, may have also been scouting. Because let's not forget, every trip she takes is also a potential location scout for the next family special. Could a Kardashian wedding reboot take place under Venetian chandeliers? A new SKIMS campaign shot on a marble terrace overlooking the Grand Canal. The possibilities are endless. And knowing Kris, already in motion. Even the way they interacted with fans and press carried that same poise. Smiles when appropriate, waves when necessary, but always with an aura of distance. Not cold, but untouchable. As if to say, we see you, but we're on another level. That's rich mom energy distilled to its essence. There was one moment, though, that felt refreshingly human. A candid shot of Kris helping Khloé adjust her strappy heel on a cobbled street. It was a reminder that beneath the glam and gloss, they're still mother and daughter. And perhaps that's what makes the image so magnetic. Because in the end, true rich mom energy isn't just about what you wear or where you vacation. It's about legacy, loyalty, and living a life so curated. It feels like fiction, even when it's not. Whether it's a brief European retreat or a subtle brand launch cloaked in couture, Khloé and Kris have once again proven that nobody does luxury like a Kardashian. Not even Venice could upstage them. And with each perfectly timed appearance, they remind the world why their influence, and their elegance, remains unmatched. Their Venetian escape wasn't merely a fashion parade. It was a lesson in generational power. Khloé and Kris didn't just show up in Italy to be seen. They arrived to reclaim the narrative in an era that thrives on speculation. Every shot of them together told a silent story, one of strength, resilience, and control. This wasn't just a mother and daughter on vacation. This was a dynasty on display. They made it a point to balance exclusivity with relatability, or at least the illusion of it. A few carefully released Instagram stories showed espresso breaks on marble balconies, gondola rides at dusk, and walks through hidden courtyards. The lighting was always perfect, the angles always flattering. And yet, each clip felt personal, like we were being let in. Just a little. That's the Kardashian formula, giving you just enough to feel close, while still keeping the gates firmly shut. And while Venice provided the romantic backdrop, the chemistry between Khloé and Kris was the real attraction. Their dynamic was on full display, Kris with her polished confidence and effortless control, and Khloé with her ever-evolving style, equal parts polished and playful. They weren't competing for attention. They were amplifying each other's presence. Like a well-rehearsed performance, they moved in sync, their fashion and demeanor curated to complement without overshadowing. It's also worth noting the silent flexes embedded in every public outing. When they walked into a boutique, it wasn't with the curiosity of window shoppers. It was with the quiet authority of women who can buy the entire collection if they feel like it. They didn't rush through the tourist hotspots with selfie sticks in hand. Instead, they floated through the city with the kind of ease that only comes when the world moves around you, not the other way around. And then there's the element of timing. This trip comes at a moment when both women are in a transitional phase. Khloé has stepped further away from the drama that once defined her public persona, shifting instead into a role that blends CEO energy with maternal warmth. She's no longer the underdog Kardashian. She's the quietly powerful one. Meanwhile, Kris is still the mastermind. But these days, she appears more selective, more focused on legacy building than media saturation. Every fashion choice on this trip seemed symbolic. Kris's monochrome palettes and streamlined silhouettes reflected authority, a woman who's still at the top of her game. Khloé's billowy dresses and soft curls spoke to a newfound sense of confidence and freedom. Their accessories? Not just status symbols, but statements. Oversized designer bags, heirloom-worthy jewelry, limited edition shades. It all came together to reinforce the brand they've been cultivating for over a decade. Not just famous, but untouchable. Even their silences spoke volumes. They didn't need to post daily dispatches from Venice. A few choice uploads, a handful of paparazzi shots, and the occasional comment from celebrity friends were all they needed to create a wave of buzz across social platforms. Fans and fashion commentators alike dissected their outfits, speculated on their hotel, and praised their soft power aesthetic. It was PR genius, organic, intentional, and unmistakably effective. As they strolled through Street Marks Square or browsed through Murano glass displays, onlookers weren't just seeing celebrities. They were witnessing a spectacle, and not the chaotic, paparazzi-fueled drama of old Hollywood. This was poised, serene, and fully in control. The kind of luxury that doesn't need to scream. Because when you really have it, you don't have to.